We're back from our trip. Just got done with this. If you haven't watched that video, check it out. Basically a 7-day trip to New Mexico, Colorado, and Moab. I've been talking about it in all my videos, so I apologize for the monotony if you've been watching all of our videos continuously. But anyways, just want to do a quick review of our rig. We've been going through all of the tools that we've used, products that we've used and picked up for this trip. So I wanted to do one on the rig itself. It's a 2017 4Runner TRD Off-Road Edition, and we picked it up after owning Jeeps for the longest time. A lot of our true Jeep friends and subscribers were a little bit upset about that change, but being as we always constantly want to learn about new rigs and everything, we explained why we went to a 4Runner, and so we made the transition. It's just a temporary gap until we get our next rig. I'm waiting for the JLs to come out. I'm figuring out what they're going to do with them, and hopefully that's going to be our next transition. I've been trying to keep that on the down low, but we're waiting to see. I'm waiting for one specific model to come out and kind of going from there. And I didn't want to buy a JK in the meantime. Anyway, I digress. So, the 4Runner. Gosh, I think we're almost at like 6,000 miles on it before we even had real plates on it. Beat it to hell. I've got... we ripped off the rear bumper on this trip. We dented the front, we dented the back, the exhaust pipe is completely dinged up. We put this baby through the paces, and we really enjoyed it. Overall, comfort-wise, the comfort is just amazing. She didn't want to be in this video, so you guys can hate on her in the comment section. We enjoyed everything about how comfortable this rig was compared to the Jeep. And compared to a lot of other vehicles, it was perfect for the entire amount of time. The configuration was great. I didn't know how I feel about the hatch coming up in the back versus the swing out gate of the Jeep. I thought I'd like that more, but when it started raining, it was nice to have the hatch up because we're actually able to sit in the back of the rig and hang out there while the back hatch was up, and or drop the rear window too, which was nice. So that was kind of cool. Kind of blocked us from the elements, although the Jeep does that also with the back window, but this obviously had just more with the rear gate, so that was kind of nice. Comfort, out of 0 out of 10, I give that a 9. It was extremely comfortable to ride in and to travel with, so that was great. Sleeping in the rig, biggest complaint, JKU definitely wins in this one, because the JKU, when you lean the back seats down, you have a flat surface completely, versus this, you have a lip. And that sucked. It was very hard for Shay to get comfortable because I want to say it's about a 3-inch lip, so it's not like something you can easily work around. There's a transition, but it's still not that comfortable. So going back to that, we wish we would have had a better pad or something to give us something a little bit more to be able to lay comfortably in. So as far as comfort sleeping in without a pad, I give it probably a 3 or 4, just because that was pretty hard to get over. If you're small, like 4 feet tall or something, you could probably lay sideways in it, but if you want to lay full out, it's going to be a little bit more comfortable without some sort of air mattress or thicker pad. So if you have that, I mean, that would easily change that completely. So there you go. Interior room, very roomy. It carried all of our stuff, no problem. It was just the 2 of us, but we still had a bunch of gear and stuff besides sleeping in and everything. So I give that probably a 7, because I didn't need any more space than that. If we'd had a roof rack, it would have been even better. So probably a 7 or 8 actually in the cargo space. So that was really good. Off-road capabilities, as I mentioned, we'd like to wheel our rigs in a completely stock configuration. That way you actually get to know the rig before you throw a lot of money in it and change up how it actually comes from the factory. So this one being equipped with 4x4, a bunch of dials, but biggest ones being the 4x4 and the rear locker, it did amazingly. The only thing I changed was I put on mud terrains. Everything else was stock. I left the Nerf bars on because I knew we would get scrapes and bruises grinding against rocks and stuff, being at a lower clearance. And we beat those to hell. Some are a little pushed in and everything, but the body is fine on the sides. We did beat up the back a little bit, and the front just a bit, scuffs and bruises and that sort of thing. So off-road capability wise, it did amazing. The biggest things that sucked are the front and rear overhangs. The Jeep wins on that one also, because it's just lower and hangs out a little bit more. So I did beat that up a bit more, and that's a lot more expensive to replace, as Shay said in another video, than on a Jeep. So they don't give these bumpers away. Jeeps, yeah, I got like 4 of them in the garage upstairs. But off-road wise, did everything I wanted it to. We got around Hell's Revenge without an issue at all. A couple places were a little rough, but for the most part, it did great besides scraping around a bit. Climbed everything I wanted it to. Very, very happy with that portion of it. Let me see what else. The headlights were great. I was able to see very well. And I only say that because we did LED headlight conversion on the Jeep, and that was awesome compared to stock. These stock headlights are way better than the stock Jeep headlights, which suck. And I didn't even know Jeep stock headlights sucked until I put LED headlights on it. And then I found out LED headlights do it. It's one of the best mods you can do on your Jeep. Let's see what else. Sunroof. That was great to have because when we got our stand-up paddle boards, we ended up using that. We didn't think we'd be using that as much, so that was really good to have. Handwell gas mileage, I think, was around 18. That was great. It's been a while since I've seen something like that, since it's stock Jeep. So that was good. It traveled well. I don't feel like I need to get an alignment after wheeling, so that was nice also, because we beat it up and just got off the park, aired it back up, and was good to go. We wheeled at about 20 PSI. I didn't go much lower than that because I didn't think I needed to, and it ended up being true anyway, so that worked out great too. I'm trying to think what else. Any complaints? I don't have any complaints. I liked the rig more and more every mile we traveled in it. So not that I like it more than a Jeep, but I liked it for what it was. And I'm not going to keep continuing to compare it to Jeeps because it's not a Jeep. Let's be honest. It's not with independent front suspension and no solid axle. It's a completely different rig in every form and fashion, and it is what it is. As far as wheeling and independent front suspension, we've had an H3 in the past, so it was very comfortable to get back into another independent front suspension vehicle. You just pick your lines a little bit differently and make sure you understand where your footing is going to be and how it's going to play, because it doesn't play the same as with the solid front axle. So if you've never wheeled one versus the other, test one out. It's kind of cool to see the differences and how it works. You do get a little bit more front clearance, which is nice because you don't have anything in the way. So that's kind of cool, especially in the sand or snow. You can kind of just slide over, which is neat. I don't know what that was, but that's really nice to have. So props on that. Other than that, I don't think I beat anything up underneath it too bad. I think I maybe put a small dent in the gas tank skid because I think that's one of the lowest things in there. But other than that, that did really well. Can't really think of anything specifically that stands out. So if you have any questions, if you want to just rag on it, if you just want to talk shit, if you want to say something cool, hit me up. I really enjoy it. Thank you everyone for who's been commenting or talking to me on Instagram or on YouTube. It's always fun to read your comments. I appreciate it a lot. If you thumbs down this video, at least let me know why you've done it. You've probably already done it at the beginning and stopped watching anyways, but I appreciate good and bad comments as always. So thank you guys again. Check out our other videos and more reviews to come on our trip, and big things coming in the future as always. So we're really excited about that. Our channel is going to continue to grow. Thank you for our supporters and subscribers, and Shay will be in the next videos. Don't worry. I filmed like 4 videos today, so she's kind of over it right now. All right, I'm going to get to editing. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys soon.